All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Americans Watching Footie. Today, it's Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas. Today, Chris and I are going to be watching Liverpool take on Newcastle. And did they say it was at Anfield?
Yeah, it's in Anfield.
It is at Anfield. Okay. You said there was something odd about the Newcastle. By the way, we're about 3 minutes and 42 seconds in. We stayed up a little bit too late drinking last night, so. We were going to have some nachos ready, but
yeah, I think I
didn't
had a
happen.
little too much last night.
Yeah, it had a little too much last night. Weren't ready.
Thankfully, I got, a coffee.
Yeah. And of course, like true Americans here, we're starting our live stream here about 4 minutes into the game. I did want to point out, though, while the score is still 0-0, I think this could really prove to be a trap game, especially with, Newcastle being... They are managed by their former manager, right?
Yes, Rafa Benitez.
They are managed by Rafa Benitez,
who won a Champions League.
And is Ings on loan, or was he actually full on transferred?
No, he's Southampton.
Oh, all right.
The only player that we would care about as Americans is that guy who we just showed on the television.
Yedlin.
DeAndre Yedlin, who is a starting cornerback for the American soccer team.
USMNT.
Yes.
So I see this could potentially be a trap game. Because they're in Anfield, I just can't imagine a loss, right?
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
But I could easily see like a disappointing 1-1 draw.
With the lineups, I don't think that's going to happen.
I didn't get a chance to see the lineups this morning.
I just saw them as you were fixing the stuff for the recording. And Newcastle is doing a 3-5-2 where they have 2 holding midfielders and 3 attacking. So they're trying to go up the middle. So they're going to leave their
You said they had 3 attacking midfielders and 2 holding?
Yes.
So basically like United's borderline 5-3-2?
Well, other way around.
Yeah.
Where it's really more of a 3-5-2, but they're going to keep all of their 3 defenders back, which to me means they're trying to play against the counter.
Which is honestly Liverpool's strength. So
right. But I don't see that as really doing much anything on the offensive side because, again, they're going to try to attack up the middle, and that means that Virgil's just going to clean it up.
Well, Liverpool loves to play their wingers really high.
Right, but Newcastle doesn't have a forward with the speed of, like, Aubameyang, for instance, in order to take advantage of that, the high cornerbacks.
So Shaqiri's in. So are they doing the 4-2-3-1 or are they doing
straight
a straight
4-3-3?
Okay.
Midfielders are Genie, Henderson, and Shaqiri. So they are trying to attack this game.
Okay. Good to have Trent back.
Yeah, very good to have Trent back. I know he's been dinged up recently. Bringing him back against what are they? 11th in the league? Newcastle.
Middle of the table somewhere.
Middle of the table league.
Somewhere.
Game to bring him back in that for that is a good idea. So I could this game is one of those games could either go 4-0 or 1-1, and I don't, or anywhere in between. I don't really see this being a loss. I even doubt it's going to be a draw.
Yeah. Everything on paper says win. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say 1-1 draw to end the year.
Now, right now, the big news is that Liverpool has 48 points and has a 4-point lead on Manchester City.
Yeah, but don't jinx it. Don't.
I know.
Don't say any what ifs.
No, I'm not saying about what ifs. It's saying this is their best start they've ever had to a league. This is the biggest lead that they've ever had at this time of year.
That should be a goal.
That's a goal.
Well done,
nice.
Bobby. Or Lovren, Dejan Lovren.
Lovren in the right position to get the bounce.
Yep.
I'll take that.
Yeah, man. I had some really weird dreams last night.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I think it was because of the
Star
alcohol.
Trek wound up in my dreams. And not even like the characters from TNG. It was like a plot line from TNG, but none of the characters.
Dork.
Like all my friends from college were somehow in Starfleet.
Which is funny.
Because they're all fuck-ups.
Yeah, I know.
Dive. Obvious dive.
That's a borderline yellow to the Newcastle player there.
Yeah. Good. You know what was funny? After you left last week, Mark Clattenburg, who was now a former referee.
Oh, which makes no sense because I saw him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
As a fourth official.
Yeah, right? Like, they listed him as an NBC Sports as a former referee. By the way, in a facility at Chelsea Piers in Connecticut, which is an hour from where we live, so it's really cool. I've actually played Ultimate on the exact pitch that they were the practice pitch that they were working on with this session. But Kyle and one of the Robbies,
I think it was Robbie Mustow.
yeah, Robbie Mustow and Kyle, I forget his last name,
Martino
from NBC Sports Network. They're working with Mark Clattenburg on diving.
Yeah, and what constitutes as a dive, and
what constitutes a foul, what constitutes a no call, and what constitutes a card for the foul for the dive.
Right.
Yeah, and it was just so funny seeing Mark Clattenburg,
he's
overseeing that conversation.
He just wasn't that great of a 1-0 Manchester City already.
Yep.
He just wasn't.
Like I didn't really dislike him that much, but like
I didn't really dislike him. I just thought he wasn't that great at his job.
Easily the least rated. I won't say under or overrated, but the lowest rated referee in popular parlance in the entire sport. Like, he's one of the few referees we can name, right? Like,
yeah.
I kind of like that. That like you play everybody in the first half of the season.
I like that it's a home and away for every.
Yeah,
team
it's basically
in the
just
league.
first leg ends January 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Second leg
Well,
begins.
this is the second leg.
Is this second leg? No.
No, this is the last.
Last game
this
of
is-
the first leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in American sports, it's not like that.
No,
in American sports, you just play who you play, and it's however it manages to manifest throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, like in baseball, there's 162 games, and everything's done based on division.
Right.
And you play your divisional opponents and then your league opponents more often than the other league.
The
or
interleague
divisions.
opponents, yeah. So, like in baseball, for example, you have division, and then you have league, and then you have, all of Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Right, and because of that, you don't play half the teams in the American League. And do you actually wind up playing all of your opponents in league?
Yes, because all of the National League plays each other, all the American League plays each other.
Yeah, but there may be a situation where, for example, the Braves in Atlanta might play the Arizona Diamondbacks all of one time.
One series.
Well,
so
one
3
3-game
games.
series, and they play the 3 games contiguously.
Yeah, 3 games in a row.
But I mean, the other thing too is that with footy here, you only play one match a week, right? In league.
Normally.
Yeah. So I guess it would be probably
right now they're
easier.
playing 40 matches in 14 days.
It would be easier to relate it to the NFL.
Probably.
Yeah, and that. So in the NFL, there are 16 games in a season, yet there are 32 teams. So almost half of the teams you don't wind up playing at all. And the teams you do play twice, it's not like you play, 3 games against the 3 teams you play twice in the first half and then 3 games in the second half.
No, like for instance,
The Giants played the Redskins twice in the first half.
yeah, but I was gonna say the Falcons are playing the Bucks twice in 3 weeks, which is just weird to me to see that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen back to back though.
I haven't seen back to back in division either.
The only time I've ever seen back to back is last game of the season.
Last game of the season,
in
the
wild
first game
card.
of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's another thing to point out too. In American sports,
We have
every
playoffs.
sport has playoffs of some sort, and that's how we determine a champion. Every sport.
Which I'm not a terribly huge fan of. I would love to see the NBA get, either go away from that or just decrease the regular season, because I feel like these regular season games aren't really worth as much. And
Yeah.
they rest players and they rest everyone, and it's like it creates for a lesser quality sport.
Do you remember that strike shortened season
Yes, that was entertaining.
where they had 62 games in 80 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they played a lot more games per day, but by the end of the season, they had only played 62 games instead of 82, and that was just perfect, I think.
Yeah.
And then
think
I totally
62
agree with just ditch the entire first round of the playoffs.
for NBA.
For
Yeah.
the NBA. Yeah.
It's like
The
there's 15 teams in each conference, and your sending 8 to the playoffs? That means if you're a terrible team, you're still making it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was that one season like 2 or 3 seasons ago where the East sent as an 8th seed a team that was like 10 games under 500.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Yeah, and I mean...
That's like if you're going to the Champions League as a 7th place team in your league. It's just stupid.
Yeah. A team with like 40 points at the end of the season,
right,
making a Champions League. But yeah, I mean, and at that, like, this is why I'm not the hugest fan of expanding the college football playoff to 8 teams.
Which is the point of the playoff is to say, oh, well, there's a 3rd or 4th place team who is so good that they deserve to be in the championship game.
Well, it's not even that.
That's the point of
it's
having
not even that.
the extra
so
game.
Why did we have a championship game in the first place? Well, it was because
who's the best in the.
It was because it used to be that the college football champion, the person who was crowned, the best team in college football, was crowned so by virtue of, well, a vote.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You had the coaches poll at the end of the season, and people were like, "Well, that team isn't the best team in the country. This team is. The team right behind them." All right. Well, you know what? Since those two teams are so close, let's have a game. Let's have them play each other.
Right.
Right. And so the question is, are there really 5 teams? Is the 5th place team really the team that you think is the best team in football right now? No, the best team in college football is Alabama, and there's no doubt about it. So in
the
reality,
second best team is Clemson.
Yeah. So in theory, you don't really even need a championship game. Everyone agrees that Alabama's the best team in football.
This year. There are other years where that's not the case.
So I would agree with you to expand to 8 teams if your argument is that that it is plausible that there is a 5th team in that conversation of this team is the best team in the country. Right? If at the end of the regular season, there's no consensus between 5 teams as to who the best team is.
Yeah, and that's happened exactly once.
Exactly once.
Ever.
Yeah, 7 teams went undefeated to, in 2010-ish.
Somewhere around there.
7 teams were undefeated going into the bowl season.
And there was 1 or 2 of them that played garbage teams and were just not in conversation because their schedule is just awful. Granted, there's 300 and something teams in 11 weeks, so yeah, you're gonna have a very different schedule from team to team.
Yeah, so in that year, you could certainly argue that there were 5 teams at least who you would say.
I would say it was 5.
Right, like the 5th place team. There was a good argument to say they're the best team in the country. Not that they have a good chance of winning in a playoff. That's not why you have a playoff.
No.
Right? Like, everyone has a chance of winning in a playoff.
Yeah. You put UCF in there and they have a chance of winning. They're not going to. They're going to get rocked by any one of them.
Yeah, but, like, the stars could align.
Ooh,
and
here we go.
The world's best luck could come into play. This has got to be a goal, guys.
Oh, my God. Mane slipped.
Yeah. Who's the best crosser today? Shaqiri? Hendo?
I would probably say
because
either Robbo
Trent and
or
Robbo
Shaqiri.
are really not that good at crossing.
Robbo's pretty good at crossing.
Dude, Robbo overhits it so bloody often. Like,
but he
overhits
he
the ever-loving crap out of it.
He also perfectly hits it very often. I showed up late because I'm married and we both have divorced parents, which means we have to, and her father remarried, so we have 5 families to visit on holidays.
Yeah. Welcome to the land of divorce.
Jesus. Yeah.
I don't know.
We straight up skipped 2 of them.
Yeah, I don't know the divorce statistics in Europe or in the UK.
Really, it's 50-50 in the States.
Yeah. But like half of all marriages in the US end up in divorce. And ours did. Our cousins did. Our other cousins did. Our other cousins did.
John and John's first ones.
John's been divorced.
Terry's
been divorced.
Casey.
Yep.
Beth has been divorced.
Chris has been divorced.
Yeah.
Our entire family. There isn't like one actual continuous happy marriage.
Well, I mean, other than the grandparents.
Yeah, but that's an entirely different generation, and they're both dead.
Well, I mean, Grandpa Sinella was a widower for a while, and then got remarried.
Yeah, but again, that generation does not get divorced.
No.
Which is telling because think about it, man. Like, if 50% of all marriages end in divorce in the U.S. and there's an entire generation that does not get divorced, what does it say about all the other generations?
Not good.
Big Tow. We're a bunch of millennials
Yeah, let's say it.
Yeah. We are millennials, whether we like it or not. Even though I probably do not fit the mold at all.
I don't know if we fit the mold, but we are age-wise exactly definition.
Yeah, I was reading a card last night that said number and then underline, and I was like, number? What the hell? Pound? Oh, hashtag.
Yeah.
Stupid. All right, I'm going to make just a little PSA to the English Premier League. Dear EPL, stop going single ball. It's okay to have ball boys with spare balls.
Yeah, it is.
We, watching the fans play fucking volleyball with the soccer ball is not soccer.
Or football.
It's not football. It's volleyball. And the thing we're paying to see is not that.
I will say, though, of all sports, this is the way they have these games set up is perfect because it's a 90-minute game compressed into less than 2 hours. They have one break.
Yeah. One good, okay, time to go take a poop.
Yeah.
Make a sandwich. Run downstairs and probably miss kickoff.
Yeah.
Like we always do here.
Meanwhile, you get American football, which has supposedly an hour-long game.
Yeah.
Supposedly. That gets stretched into 3.5 hours because of timeouts and commercial breaks and replays.
Oh yeah, and we have this
this
thing in the United States that you and I despise called the TV timeout.
Oh, it's the worst in basketball.
That's where neither team actually takes a timeout. There just happens to be a stoppage in play, so they stop the game.
Referees call a timeout, so that they can get extra ads.
Yes, specifically and explicitly, and they say so. This is not something that like the TV companies are arguing against. They take these timeouts specifically so they can cram in more commercials.
Yeah, and again, basketball is the worst for it.
Yeah, welcome to TV in America.
Yeah, and Henderson gets the ball and resets.
Yeah, thought we had a breakaway. No. I mean, the thing is, I don't really dislike Hendo because, like, as a strict holding midfielder,
he's really not bad.
4-2-3-1, he's quite good, actually.
And especially on set pieces where you've got the center backs up playing back, like if you got the counter, he's actually pretty good in the one-on-one scenario and defending.
Yeah,
he's just so predictable.
Yeah, there's no creativity, which is why, like I said, in a 4-2-3-1, you actually want him in that too.
Yeah, with Fabinho or
Milner,
because Milner can play any position.
Yeah, well, I mean, because when in doubt, Milner.
Yeah. You need a third goalkeeper?
Hendo rips one.
Oh wow. Henderson took a shot. That's a...
Yeah. I like the ballsy move in that
decision.
spot.
Good decision.
Yeah, I like it. Wow, Burnley and Everton's turning into a baseball game 3-1.
Yeah.
Absolute goal fest.
And the last Everton match was a goal fest too, but in the other direction. Tottenham won 6-2.
Really?
Yeah. That was embarrassing for defenses on both sides. Neither one of the two teams could.
Yeah, well, Everton, I guess, doesn't like to play defense. You know, as somebody who's just watching the game and doesn't have a dog in that fight.
Go.
I'll take 6-2.
Yeah, but I'd rather see Everton win.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you don't have a dog in the fight at all.
No.
Wolverhampton versus Bournemouth.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 6-2.
8-6. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Let's see all the goals we can.
Fine. Totally okay with that.
I've seen American football score here, 7-3.
Yeah. Or that god-awful Bama LSU game.
6-3?
No, I think I think it was 9-6. I think it was 9-6 because they did finally eventually make one.
There was one NFL game this year where I saw at halftime it was 6-5.
Worst game I ever sat through was an Iron Bowl that ended 3-2. Yeah. And it wasn't that like we're Americans and we need the score to be 1 million to 500,000, you know? It's just that like in that circumstance, it wasn't overpowering defenses overpowering good offenses. It was just bad, totally inept offenses.
Yeah.
I love Rebecca Lowe. She seems like, I don't know. You know, maybe it's just her voice. That her voice is clear and smooth.
She's loquacious.
What part of making decisions at the NBA has only been good so far? I mean, their marketing campaign is beautiful.
Well, outside of the game itself.
Yeah, the game itself has become kind of a
a joke.
But on Christmas Day, they have a tradition on the NBA, since there's no competition and it's a day that everyone has off, which is just a perfect idea. All right, we're going to make a whole bunch of teams play on Christmas Day, but it's only going to be good games.
Right, like back in the day, they used to do Lakers Celtics on Christmas Day every year.
But I mean, when you say back in the day, I mean you're talking about like 5 years ago.
Well, no, because 5 years ago the Lakers were trash.
Well, you're not referring to the 80s, because this didn't happen. Like, the Christmas Day game tradition is only like 7 and 8 years old.
No, it's not. They've had Christmas Day games, but they haven't pushed it like they have until recently. And that was only with the Lakers Kobe Bryant team.
Yeah, when they were playing the Celtics.
When they were playing the Celtics with Ray Allen and Paul Pierce.
And Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. And that's the era I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And now they're playing Lakers versus Warriors, which is probably TV-wise the best ratings, even though I don't know if necessarily be the best game.
Yeah.
I saw the Lakers upset the Warriors, which is surprising, especially without LeBron.
Yeah. But like one of the other games last night was Celtics.
Raptors.
Celtics Sixers.
Or Celtics Sixers?
Celtics Sixers, which is
Yeah.
like a whole bunch of up-and-coming stars on two teams that will certainly be in the playoffs and maybe in the NBA Finals. All right, like, so why on earth wouldn't you have on Boxing Day, like Liverpool Arsenal, or like Chelsea Spurs? Well, that's the derby, so you want that on Derby Day. Well, that's not really even the North London Derby.
No, it's not.
Yeah, so you could do Spurs Chelsea. You could do City Chelsea. Like, going into any season in the last 3 years, those are going to be good games.
Yeah.
Right? So there's no reason you can't schedule. Like relegation teams should not be playing Spurs.
Or Everton. Like, Burnley is a relegation team right now.
Yeah, but also Everton was middle of the table last year, and it hasn't been good in a long time.
Yeah, and why do you want to watch Palace Cardiff?
Yeah, well, I guess...
Are there any goals?
Well, everybody's playing everybody today, so
yeah.
I guess if you're going to have relegation teams play, have relegation teams play each other.
Which, by the way, big news.
Big news, they sacked Marino.
Which...
Hilarious,
but
hilarious.
As a Liverpool fan, I'm kind of upset because I wanted to see the circus happen all season.
Yeah. The whole Pogba Marino circus was just so good for Liverpool.
I don't know what it is in pounds, but $100 million player on the friggin' bench all season.
And the worst part is Pogba was on the Pogba. Sorry, we gotta make this understandable for those in the UK. Pogba spent the entire game on the bench in a game when Marino put in all 3 substitutions against your arch nemesis in a game where you're losing.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only goal that you get is off of a keeping mistake.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was good offense, it was just bad defense.
Yeah. So Jose, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have fun in where do you think he would go? Because somebody's going to pick him up. He's won Champions League with 3 bloody different teams.
I don't know, because I don't think he's going to be in the EPL.
I don't think so either. He has burned that bridge
so hard.
He has burned that bridge in the EPL. No team in the Premiership is going to take him. But I could easily see a team in Serie A or La Liga take him. Serie A or La Liga, they love him. They still love him. I don't know who it would be, because...
Maybe somebody that's bad this year but has played in Europe, like Valencia?
Could you see him going to Portugal? I mean, he is Portuguese.
Well, absolutely, but where else would he play other than Porto?
Oh, I was going to say Porto.
Yeah, but they've got the coach that they want. I know that they won the Champions League with Porto and Jose.
It would be a shame if he went to a place like Bayern. That's like so well-rounded, so well-coached, so well-managed.
He might go back there because Bayern, I don't think, is going to win the league this year.
No, I don't think they are. I mean,
Dortmund looks so good. They're my dark horse to win.
You're looking for a team that's going to be good so they can afford him and also is going to sack their manager.
Yeah. Buy earn.
With the U.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's obligatory terrible pun from Christopher Sinello.
Of course. And there's no such thing as a terrible pun.
There is such thing as a terrible pun. like as much as I loved your poot in the ground, it's still a terrible pun.
But you still laughed.
For like 8 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's good. That's why it's...
I could be poot in the ground. I mean, that's the right way to do it from my standpoint.
Yeah, right.
Undercook the ground. It's just a little tiny
Just
bit.
like the cookies in high school.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
Where you're gonna lift it
Oh
up.
god.
And you can just see it drooping.
Oh god. You folks are gonna love this. When we were in high school, we were absolutely spoiled rotten as far as the food that we got.
This is before the health kick that people came in with the food stuff. And started
Okay. Well,
regulating.
this is gonna be the most American break we've had yet. But so when I was a freshman in high school, so when I was 14, we got a brand new high school in our town. And
overpaid for it, but that's another.
yeah, I spent a bloody fortune on it. But because we got the brand new facility, the kitchen facilities had to come up to code and had to meet certain state regulations or whatever. As a result, we were in this weird position where, because we had the timing of the completion of the high school coincided with like a week and a half after the kids moved in. Because of that, we actually applied for like an extension to adhere to the governor's menu. So what happened was there was this governor's menu, and you could choose between 5 or 6 menus before the school year started, and that's what you had to cook and provide to the students. Well, we weren't actually required to adhere to the menu because we were given like a 3-year grace period or something like that.
Yeah.
So we got the ingredients, and the cooks were really cool. The cooks at the high school were like, well, these kids aren't going to eat this. So we're going to take these ingredients, since we don't actually have to adhere to it, and make whatever we feel like cooking. So we were spoiled rotten. And one of the desserts they used to make a lot, because they got a ton of sugar, brown sugar, and flour, was cookies. Regular chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, or M&M cookies.
And they were so deliciously, disgustingly full of butter that the butter wouldn't always properly mix during cooking, and you could see it like floating on top of the cookie. Like you'd bite into the cookie and it would like ooze down your down your
so
chin.
delicious.
Right. Oh, it was so delicious. Like there were kids there in our high school that would spend their entire lunch money on these cookies.
And just cookies.
Yeah, that was lunch.
I mean, there were times I would. I'll be honest.
So we had like the hot lunch, we had the salad bar, we had the deli, we had the pizza line, we had
And by the
pasta.
way, the first 2 years that we had pizza, it wasn't like
shitty high school pizza. No,
Right.
it was
It was
delivered from the
from
pizza
across the
joint
street.
across the street.
Yeah.
And we live 2 hours north we live 2 hours outside of New York City, so you can imagine it's damn good pizza.
yeah, and we're an hour and a half from New Haven, which also has damn good pizza.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we are in some manners a suburb of New York City.
yeah,
In some respects,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's a bit of a stretch, but
so yeah, we were, which also means we had the Northeast delis as our deli. Oh yeah, so we were spoiled totally rotten in high school. Then we went to college and were stuck with Sodexo,
Yeah.
which is just the worst food on earth. But everyone else is like, oh, this is better than what I got in high school. I'm like, this is terrible food. So after lunch was served, there's a window that would open up, and that was supposed to be the dessert window, but it wound up being just the cookie window.
Yep.
And there'd be a line that would perform for this window. And it wasn't just the dessert line, it was the cookie line. And we had 5 lunches, so 1,600, 1,700 kids in the school can't all go to lunch at once. So you divide it into like 5 sections of lunch.
Right, with 300 kids in a lunch.
And by the 4th lunch, you were out of cookies. You had no chance of getting cookies.
Nope.
So it was always so disappointing when you found out in that first day of school that you had 4th lunch, because there was no way you'd get cookies. Spot, penalty on for Salah. 1 minute into...
He kind of
He went down pretty easy. It was a light foul. It was a really light tackle, and he went down pretty easy. But, like, it's hard to say no to this foul. I mean, it's a glance of the left heel.
No, it's the pull on the left arm.
It's the pull on the left arm, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You and I don't call as tight a game, so
No,
so I don't think either of this.
If I'm the coach, I yell at Salah for going down there.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I mean,
I don't care if he converts his penalty. I yell at him for going down.
if he does convert it, I wouldn't be against Klopp making a statement by substituting him.
Early. Not
Because you're
necessarily
up
now.
2-0. Goal for Salah.
I mean, that's a
We'll take
beautiful penalty take.
Yep.
He buried it in a corner. There was no hesitation. There wasn't 26 steps by Paul Pogba.
Yeah. Pogba. No, the way you should take a penalty is the way Steven Gerrard has always taken penalties.
You make a decision.
Make a decision before the second the whistle is blown. Make your decision.
And bury it.
You know, put the ball on the spot where you like it. Get yourself lined up. Look at the referee. Referee blows the whistle. Head down on the ball. Go to the spot.
Yeah.
No thinking about it. 3 steps.
Because if
One,
you hit it,
2, 3, shot.
Yeah. If you hit it hard enough, you're going to beat the keeper regardless of where you put it.
Yeah,
as long as it's in a corner.
I have no ability to go 100% on my penalties and actually make it. Like, so I usually go about 85 to 90%.
You're not a professional footballer.
Right, I usually go 85 to 90%, and then I can hit the top corner every time. You know? And if you hit the top corner every time, 999 times out of 1,000, it was not going to matter how good the keeper is or how well he reads you.
Yeah.
Pick one of the upper corners, bury it.
I don't know. It's just, I feel like that's such a weak penalty, and I would be upset if I was Klopp. I would be upset at
I would
Salah
be too
for the way he went down.
Yeah, I mean he went down way too easy. And he was on a break too. Like there's still a good chance that he gets to his left foot and gets a clean shot off.
Or at least gets the pass if he draws a double.
I could go for some cookies now.
Yeah, I know, me too. They were like the M&M cookies that you pick it up and they droop.
You have to eat them with a spoon or a coffee mug. Drink your cookies. I'm slightly below average. I used to be 5'7" and a half.
And a half. Yes,
Yeah.
that half is very important.
Well, when you're that short, the half matters. And to be frank, dude, if I was 5'11" as a dude, I would totally lie to girls and say 6'0" because there's this weird, like, thing with girls where, like,
You got to say the 6.
you got to say the 6. 5'11" and 7/8 is not,
Nope.
no, not cool. But the
Nope.
moment you get to 6,
No, I always lied and told girls I was 6'0". Even though I'm more like 5'10". Oh, Shaqiri biffed it.
And you know what? Like, it's not our fault for lying about that sort of thing because guess what? You can see it. And if we're gonna lie to you and you can see it and you still believe us, girls have no understanding of like actual measurable distances and height.
Yeah, that and women also lie about their weight. So, okay. Yeah, you say you're 140, but you're really like 180.
Yeah. And you say you're curvy, what that really means is morbidly obese. You know? So like, and like I said, the other thing is like, it's something you can see instantly. And if you still can't detect it, I'm sure what you're talking about is girls you're talking to in person. Like you're telling them to their face.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot. Yes.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot. And either they can see through your bullshit because they can tell what 6 feet is, or they can't.
And more often than not, they can't, or they don't care.
Or what they should say is that what we're subjectively looking for is tall. And how we define tall is subjective. Instead of just we're looking for 6'0", period.
Yeah.
Goal.
Oh, wow.
Barely
that was
wide.
So close.
Great cross from Yedlin.
Woo. And it's Joselu or Joselu?
I don't know who this is, but Yedlin puts up a great cross.
Robertson got dispossessed by Yedlin. Who Yedlin earlier this year got a stupid red card.
Stupid as in like he's an idiot, or stupid as in like it was a bad call?
Stupid as in he's an idiot. No, it was he got dispossessed as the last man back and grabbed the shirt and dragged the guy to the ground. This is the replay they're showing here. That seems weak.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he looked right up at the keeper. Get up to the ball, not to the keeper.
You know, in fairness though, how many of these did we get last year?
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't
Have
like
a little
it.
bit more integrity.
Yeah. Does this seem dark to you? Oh, okay.
It's just the stadium.
All right.
They got the lights on. It's probably cloudy out. I mean, it's England.
It's England, therefore it's cloudy out. Well, also, it's 4:10 there, and they're way higher in latitude than we are.
It might be.
It might be
sunset.
like nighttime out there for them. Let us know, folks, if you're out in the UK right now. It's 10 after 11, about 56 minutes in. Let us know what it's like outside.
Injury.
I think it looks like he took one.
Oh, looks like he took one to the man parts.
The inner thigh injury. Oh. The inner thigh injury.
Yeah, he took one to the groin.
Oh!
He got the toe tap.
The toe tap right to the sweet spot.
Oh man! Oh, Hendo.
Oh man!
Oh.
You know, it's funny. We both had the same little cringe. Like, oh. He just needs a minute, guys. Just needs a minute.
Give him a little bit of water.
Yeah, rub some dirt on it.
Yeah, and walk it off.
Yeah.
It'll be good. Giving it.
He's pointing to his knee now. The referee came over. Why is it funny to see a guy get hit in the newts? It is funny to see a guy get hit in the newts. But why is it funny to see a guy get hit in the newts?
Because you know how painful it is. And pain is funny.
Okay. And that's like the extreme?
Yeah, and there's no like gushing blood or bruise or any visible injury that you can see from it.
That's true. I mean, it is like the one part of the body that you're always going to have covered up. So it's not like it's not going to be some gruesome, disgusting injury, you know?
Yeah.
It's not going to be like some limb folded in half the wrong way.
Right. Yeah, like a leg.
It's not like there's going to be a bone popping out.
Yeah.
Well,
Joe Theismann.
So
Fabinho on for Wijnaldum.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I guess he's going to more defensive minded. He might be going to the 4-2-3-1 then.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Yeah, because he's got the lineup to do that. Yeah,
the perfect lineup for it.
Yeah,
and you're up 2-0 against the middling team.
Yeah, so I don't mind it. If you're going to experiment with that 4-2-3-1, let's do it now. And that's right. If you're going to experiment with it, don't experiment with it for like 8 minutes in the end of the game. Do it at the 60th, and let's get some time on it.
Yeah, and you don't want to do it against a team like Arsenal or Man City who can score on you at any point in time.
Fabinho? It's Fabinho. Fabinho.
It's either Fabinho or Fabinho, however you want to pronounce it, because there's no N-A, it's N-H.
His wife is Fabinho.
Ha ha ha. Okay, Mr. Pun. Mr. hating all the puns.
Man, it got quiet at Anfield.
Yeah, it did. Jeez.
I think everybody's like all hung over from yesterday and see that Liverpool are really kind of owning this game.
Pretty much. See, this is where I like having a Sturridge on because he's got the heights and he's.
No, he's like 6'0". I mean, it's better, I guess, than Firmino, who's 5'9".
Something like that. But he's also really good at the long crosses on these set pieces.
Yeah, he is. He's good at winning them. He's good at finishing them. He's good at burying those crosses.
Yeah.
Setting himself up. All right, 76 minutes in. We've seen one substitution each. Two substitutions for Liverpool.
Yeah, and one for Newcastle.
And one for Newcastle. I do like this 4-2-3-1, though, because it seems like they're winning the ball back high.
Yeah.
And, I mean, they give up some pretty dangerous crosses.
I don't want Lovren or Van Dijk to ever have to touch the ball.
Right. But yeah, so I like this 4-2-3-1 because they're gonna win these balls back high. The problem is that with the 4-2-3-1, Hendo and Fabinho have to guard the midfield, the center of the field, instead of the wings. So
which leaves them exposed on the wings.
Yeah, so the wings get exposed, which means you have good crosses coming in. What that means, though, is that as long as you're good at guarding those crosses, you're fine. But you're going to get good crosses because you're going to be giving them up.
Yeah, I mean, you got Virgil and Lovren in the middle.
Right, because from that spot, you can't then commit to that corner if you're Hendo or Fabinho, right? Because then it leaves the middle of the pitch and those setup pieces wide open, and that's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
It also leaves no transition because you're putting yourself in a wing spot where Robbo and Trent like to play anyways. So how are you going to get it from the midfield to that forward line?
It also gives the opportunity for Trent and Robertson to move up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the attacking presence.
Yes. When you have possession like this, it gives them the opportunity to move up because you've got the two there in the middle to help with the counter.
Great ball from Hendo. Cross. Gotta be a goal.
Shaqiri.
Shaqiri. God damn, dude. What a
Signing of the year.
dude. Every time he's played, he scored.
Or got an assist.
Don't say that.
My God. Every one of these announcers wants to claim that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so early.
I'm loving Xherdan Shaqiri.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I love the double dummy.
Yeah.
Sets up the cross. Mane can't quite finish it. This is a dive right here. See, look, he's making an appeal to the referee on what was deliberately a dive.
Yeah.
Henderson, great immediate one touch to Trent. Trent, good cross up. Easy cross, but
Easy
easy
good.
cross. Because even if he misses, he hits Mane square.
Mane was offside.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, they're both behind ball.
Nope. Not on the cross.
All right, well, in
Mane
either
would have been
case,
offside.
man,
And all he has to do is put it on net.
I am
6th goal of the season, and he's been basically a substitute the entire season. And he didn't even play for the first 6 weeks.
Oh, at least they didn't try, and the fans were screaming for him.
I know, and you can see why.
Yeah, he does nothing but score goals, and it's like, okay, well, that's what we want you here for.
Again, or set up goals, which he's also really good at.
You said it's 5-0?
5-0 right now.
Yeah, so Eriksson 1, Son 2, and somehow Kane 4.
I think you pronounced it wrong. I think it's claim. Harry Claim. Oh, dude, you see that Leicester City 2-1?
Really?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
All right, we might have to ignore this
goal,
game for a quick second here while we look up at the out of town scores.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If City dropped 2 before the break,
How huge would that be?
oh my God! Leicester City is up in the 83rd minute, 2-1 on City.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Wow, if City loses this, they drop to 3rd place behind Tottenham. Do you want to see a shot on goal from here, from Salah?
Never. It's the English Premier League. No one scores from corner. No one scores from corner. Did he just score from corner?
No, it was Fabinho.
Fabinho. All right.
With the assist from Salah.
Which might have gone in the goal if he didn't touch it. That would have been hilarious if I had just yelled at you for even asking that and he scored from corner.
Wonderful. 4-0. This is what I wanted to see.
That was a great corner. I mean, you could not possibly ask for a better corner. Right? You might have guessed he was going for goal.
Yeah.
Because the ball was on the line when
was the
Fabinho
reversal
touches it. Look at this. I mean, that might have gone in the back corner even if he didn't touch it. Great header, though.
Oh, man. Beautiful.
Immediately puts it into the short corner. Done.
Mm-hmm. Hendo's playing up.
Yeah, Hendo's playing up. I love that they're up 4-0 in the 86th minute.
And they're
going for 5. This is how this team is built. This team is not designed to play fucking corner ball.
Yeah, it's not a Jose Mourinho Chelsea team.
Yeah.
Who goes up 1-0 on a stupid, terrible penalty and then plays 10 men back.
Yeah. Even Robbie Earle had the gall to say with United under Jose Mourinho this year, was it 2 weeks ago? He said, "Park the bus and pray." What is Boxing Day? Isn't that like where you take your leftover presents or something like that and box them and like Toys for Tot Day or something?
I don't know. We're not. The Americans have never done anything for Boxing Day. It's not even on the calendar.
Yeah, it is. It says Boxing Day, UK, Canada, Australia.
Everywhere else.
Yeah. Every other English-speaking country except us, because America. Wow, is he on sides?
Oh! Jaws missed it. The flag stayed down.
Wow.
The flag stayed down.
And that would have been a brilliant goal from Mane.
That would have been one of the goals of the season.
Oh, yeah.
He's onside.
Great ball into Mane from, was that Virgil? Lovren. Dejan
Yeah.
Lovren. All right. Oh, man. Absolutely crushes this ball on the half volley.
Yeah, and just missed it. He's like
just
a
went over
foot
net.
off.
Yep.
Oh,
Sturridge almost gets his head on a ball into net from a Trent Arnold cross.
On those long crosses.
He is, though.
Yeah.
Trent finally gets an okay cross.
Dude, do you see the Man City got a red?
Man City got a red?
Yeah. Let's wait for the rotation here.
Yeah. Fuck this corner.
It's going to be a short corner, which I hate.
It was a short kick. Yep.
See?
City are on a red. 90+1. Leicester up 2-1. Oh, what a stop by Alisson. Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
How did that?
Alisson had to come out of his box and off his line to play a free runner, to clear away a free runner. And
didn't.
Unfortunately, he couldn't get a good
He
foot
got
on
the
it.
ball, but he
Yeah,
didn't
he
clear
just
it.
couldn't get a good foot on it, and it happened to fall to another Newcastle player. And
then
the defense collapsed around him, and then
Yeah.
he gets by the defense and rips an open shot on net. And
Just
barely
happens.
inside his box, Alisson turns around and reacts from like 6 yards away and puts up a stop
Beautiful.
and kills the forward attack.
It would not have made a difference in the outcome of the game, but that's another.
That's another place where, like, every keeper we've had for a long while going back gets scored on there.
Yeah.
Every keeper.
Yeah. Karius fucks that up. So does Mignolet.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even convinced the Jersey Dudek would have had that one.
No, he wasn't exactly a great keeper.
No, he had the best
was
game of his
good enough.
life in the most important game of his life.
And still let up 3.
And still let up 3 goals, yeah. This game should be pretty much over.
Yeah. Whistle should be
He's
coming
looking
any
down
minute.
at his watch.
Yeah, you let this play out.
He's got it going to his mouth. Ball game.
4-0. Let's.
Oh,
is there
let's give us a
time
live
left
look
in the
in.
city?
Give us a live look in on City. We have a live look in on City. +4 is what they're giving him.
I mean, there might have bet that the red card might have given him extra time.
That's true. All right, so Leicester is up on City 2-1
With an extra man.
with an extra man and just eclipsed 93 minutes with 4 minutes of stoppage. It doesn't look like City are pressing forward here right yet.
I mean, they are.
Yes, the stadium is
they're waiting
roaring.
for the long ball. Yeah.
The stadium is roaring. This is King Power, right?
Yeah. This is at the KP.
Sergio Aguero in with the throw.
Oh, man. I mean, I bet
Stones
Tottenham
has
fans,
possession of
I
the
bet
ball.
Tottenham
Back
fans are
to,
loving
is
this
that
too.
Azpilicueta?
No, Azpilicueta plays for Chelsea.
Oh, why do I keep thinking that? Overhit.
Yeah, and Maguire pushed it out of bounds.
Yep. City ball on the throw. 93-46.
Mahrez with the
47.
throw.
Mahrez drops it off.
Sterling with the ball, passing it back. Leicester is really putting the press on.
Laporte
With
puts
the
up a cross down to Sterling. Sterling in the header. Wraps it around. Well defended here from Leicester.
Silva put the
Schmeichel on the ball.
Schmeichel covers it, smothers it.
Smothers it up. And that should do it. That should do it. Kasper Schmeichel kind of taking his time, being calm about this. I would just punt it away, right?
Punch it as far as you can. Get it to Ederson.
And that's it. Ball game.
Yes!
City lose.
Yes!
That means that Spurs just
Took
leapfrogged
second.
them, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't believe City dropped 2 in a row to end the first half.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a great Christmas present for us. I'll say it because apparently it's frowned upon here in the United States to say so, but a belated Merry Christmas to everyone.
And happy holidays.
It's Merry Christmas. Yeah.
Okay, Stan.
Yeah. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year, since we won't see you until 2019. Liverpool on top. It's been 2 Americans watching footy. Signing off.